Hey, hey, Survivor Rights. Welcome. We have with us today my new friend, Judy, that lives here in Washington State, not too far from me. And I wanted to talk to her because I want to make sure that you guys all know what she does. She's done it silently for a long, long time now. And I wanted to share with you what she does, how she does it, and maybe if anybody else wants to do it too in your area. But I'm going to just open it right up for you, Judy, because she sends letters to venues all over the place, telling them about the child predators that are being allowed into 2x2 meetings. So I want to thank you for everything you have done, do, and will do, my dear friend. So tell us about it.
Thank you. Um, yes, so I am writing letters. The first question that I often get is, why am I doing this? Um, and it's just to create awareness for the 2x2 people. Um, and yes, it is a big deal. A lot of them think that it's not a big deal. It's not just a couple bad apples that are spoiling the bunch. And it's also awareness for the public, because the 2x2, when they rent, whoever has rented the space isn't being forthcoming with the truth about their religion, and which puts venue owners at risk. Which
Yes.
second reason why I also am doing this, and it's just to allow the venue owners the right to decide if they want to take on liability, um, that kind of liability, because liability insurance doesn't provide coverage for intentional acts,
Right.
and which includes abuse of any kind. So when the people go in and they say, well, we have liability insurance that we can provide, that's just misleading, because it's not going to cover something like that. And then the third reason is to potentially save a child from harm, because public places can be a problem, um, because people, as we're finally waking up, um, and realizing what they're supporting, and they choose to remove their families, the pool of available victims becomes smaller, and making the risk for the children who are still attending even greater. So it's a secretive bunch. The parents weren't being told about the potential and for the abuse, and then when the overseers were well aware of it all for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, people just need to know what's happening.
So you told me you've sent out more than 6,000 letters.
So, yes, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
Uh,
Don't mind me. I'm listening.
that's okay. Some people are claiming that I'm trying to persecute them, and I want to go through why we're actually doing, and it's not persecution.
Yes.
Um, People were likening it to being persecuted in Jesus' day. Those people were being accused, prosecuted, persecuted, um, because of the belief they had in the Son of God, not because they were doing criminal behavior. And so this that I'm doing is consequences for the 2x2 still supporting and allowing their ministry to go on as usual, pretending like nothing is happening, or maybe even have high hopes that no one will abuse again. Um, I know it will and still is happening. For example, right now here in Washington, we have a young brother worker who is visiting homes where there's young girls, and red flags are going off all over the place. He's very flirtatious with them, and he's grooming them. And I don't know if he's even aware of what exactly he's doing. But anyway, he's playing with fire. I'm sure it feels good to his ego, right now, because girls are so in love with him. But he's at least 10 years her senior, the one girl I'm thinking of right now. The parents think it's funny and just a silly thing between them. It's not. And they won't be laughing if he decides to act on this flirtation. So, and the other thing is, it's not just here in Washington. Some of the overseers are even saying, this is only happening in Washington, so leave us alone. Well, it's not just happening in Washington. You and I both know that.
Yep.
It's all over. And it's not just happening in the United States, it's happening in Canada and Mexico and all around the world.
Yep.
So, yeah, my feeling is the survivors deserve more respect and love than this ministry seems to be able to comprehend. And just this last month, they proved again that they're taking the medical needs of these individuals with a grain of salt. Um, you can't sign someone up to start with a therapist and they get a rapport, and then you yank the rug out from under them. That's what essentially they're doing.
Yep.
So it's just not, that's not fair.
That's
And
not a decision they get to make after the fact and didn't communicate it in the very beginning. It
yeah,
just proves how naive and either harmfully ignorant they are or just don't care.
right. Yeah. So I think and the other thing is they don't even understand how a predator thinks, or that it's really a mind thing. It's not about sex really, even for the predator.
Right.
It's just it's a mental game with them. So um anyhow, and some people have said, well, how do you know so much about predators? I worked as a um birth doula, which is a professional birth coach,
Mhm.
for 12 and a half years. And when 1 in 3 women have been sexually abused by the time they're 18, I had a lot of them, and that came in that had been dealing with abuse issues, and they were terrified about
Mm.
going into labor. So I went and took special classes on how to deal with predators and how to help the victims from both sides, because oftentimes the predator was even in the room with me as I'm trying to work, and they were trying to manipulate my work, and like I didn't know what I was doing,
Right.
and kind of thing. So anyways, that's how, I mean, I understand this whole thing. But anyways, for there to be for them to wake up, and for there to be any kind of help that would cause me to stop doing what I'm doing, there has to be repentance with these predators. And until the 2 by 2 people, hold them accountable,
Mhm.
and the ministry accountable, um, and they're going to choose not to attend meetings, or other places until they stop,
Right.
to keep on going. These predators, if they're truly repentant, they will choose not to come to meeting. They won't act.
Mhm.
They'll
Right.
stay. They won't even go in places in public where their victims possibly could be. So anyway, that's something that I'm not gonna stop. So if they don't want to have me shutting down the meetings, I'm wanting no more abuse. So either
Real
stop
simple.
stop it, stop the ministry, stop everything, and make them make changes,
Mhm.
or get out, or I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop.
So proud of you.
So thank you. So
Go,
then
girl.
then it comes down to, what does it take to do it? Well, yes, I've sent out over 6,000 emails and a couple dozen letters through USPS, because there wasn't an email address to send things to. Um, and the responses vary. Sometimes I get, we can't investigate people who want to rent from us, or I get oh hell no, they're not coming back here again. Um, but people have to understand too that when we write letters, there's a process when they get the information, and sometimes they can't do it right away. Sometimes it's pretty quick, but other times it takes 2 or 3 weeks for them to actually be able to make a decision, because they have to get lawyers involved, and all this other stuff on the type of venue it is.
Right.
And so How many times do I make contact? That makes varies too, because I send out the initial email. I usually get one back from them. They say, please call on this date or at this time, or they'll call me and say, have you got time? If I'm not on the phone with law enforcement or someone else at the time, then I take their call. If not, I have to get a message and then call them back. And then we kind of do this little dance. And then if I feel like they're not really taking it seriously, then I try to get law enforcement involved. And so there's lots of back and forth. I mean, I take a lot of time on each one. Um, there's one thing that I want a concern I have, because several times I've called or sent a letter out, and they, well, we've gotten letters from people, but we didn't know how to get in contact with them because there was no names. They was doing it anonymously,
Oh.
no names or contact information, and then so they don't take those seriously. So if you
Uh,
want help, I'm happy to give you information. I'm happy to even share my letter. I just need to know who you're sending them to so that I can do follow up if they don't close, and help you with that kind of thing.
mhm,
Um, and so, and another thing is when you're um, writing, mention Googling 2x2, 2x2, because that'll bring up a whole bunch of sites and information for them to glean too, especially law enforcement, because they'll probably call.
yeah.
Um, Spend a lot of time on the phone with law enforcement these days. Um,
Good.
yeah,
Yay.
yeah, they're getting the word, and they're not just dealing with the venues, especially in small town America. They take that letter around to all the businesses in town and let them know that that they're there. So um, put the Facebook link for the updates page on Facebook on,
Hmm.
and talk to them about the pictures, about all the red boxes they'll find in the picture section.
Hmm.
That has helped tremendously for them to just go scroll through and see those red boxes. Um, and then there's links different victims have put on public places like this, like I'm doing. Um, and they have posted their stories on there. Add those links into your letter, like at the tail end of it or something, just so that when law enforcement pulls these up, they're seeing these are actual victims that are
Right.
talking. And then the other thing was just be ready to explain to law enforcement and venue places how in a public place this can happen. And my example that I use all the time is we were only allowed to go to the bathroom during hymn singing when it's loud. And you've got a 5 or 10-year-old child that says, "Mom, I got to go to the bathroom." Well, who goes to the bathroom? They can do it themselves, right? So we don't follow them
Right.
in there. And then so they get up and go in there. But what we didn't know, because this group is so secretive, is that the predator is either gone in ahead of them and is waiting for them, or they follow them into the bathroom.
Hmm.
And we're unaware that it's a predator because we're not being told by the
Right.
ministry. So that usually helps them to understand that even though it's a big public place, it happens in just minutes. This
Hmm.
isn't something that it's going to take time and
Right.
trying to. Yeah, they're very, very fast at what they do.
And sneaky.
Yes, and finally I want to say a huge thank you to all who have sent me venue information for gospel meetings and special meetings, um, because um, it just like other people have shared, together we're making a big difference, and it's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
I am so proud of you, girl. When you told me what you were doing, I was like, yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to put your email on this show. And is that the best way to reach you is email?
Email or my phone.
Okay. And
Yeah,
so we'll put all your contact information on there. And
sure.
then maybe also a link to the copy of the letter or however you want to handle that. But yeah, we'll put all that out there so people around the world can know. And are people letting you know? I mean, we're just trying to get the word out to anybody that doesn't know that you're available to do this.
um anybody can help me. There's a man in Europe that's helping me over there.
Mhm.
But the only thing is don't if you take my letter, the only thing that I want to be changed in it is the state and city, and they'll see where it is in there, and the name of the actual facility. Um and if you know specific dates and times, put that in there too, because then it because we're so secretive, we don't have a name, then they
Right.
point it on their calendars as to which one I'm actually talking about.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so be sure and put that in there too. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And then when they'll call and say, who are you talking about? I don't have any religious group that's renting from me. I only have an individual. That's the individual. Now, sometimes I'm finding them that they're actually making up names.
Mm.
They're a non-denominational Christian assemblies of whatever. I mean, it's just all these weird names.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm finding them the venues. The lists that are coming out are not actually where the special meetings or convention or gospel meetings maybe actually are. So yeah, you have to check the address and then
Mm.
find out that it's not a family center. It's a building in the back of his church that had Reverend so and so's names on it, but they don't want to give credit to those, that
Right.
ministry. And and it's actually at the Mirren Church of God or something.
Right.
So yeah, I'm finding them in bowling alleys, funeral homes. I mean, anywhere now. They're getting pretty desperate for find places.
Well, kudos to you and to anybody out there that's doing that, because that's what has to happen. Like, if they're not going to do this, they need to understand we're not backing down and we're not afraid. Like, end of conversation, do the right thing. And the other thing is, they're not even protecting the predator. They think they're doing the right thing for the predator by letting them come to meeting, and all they're doing is just triggering that predator over and over and over by letting them come to meeting with children. It
Right.
is ridiculous. It is the most obscene thing I have ever heard in my life, but
Yes.
we're
They're
just not going to stop.
and they don't understand the predators are not coming to hear about God. They're coming
No.
their next victim. I mean,
Right.
it's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, if you watched Janice's presentation this last week about the 2-year-old that's sitting there squirming because she has to go to the bathroom, that is all that predator is thinking about, is that little 2-year-old that's sitting there squirming
Yep.
in her chair. So let me be very clear. They are not doing a good service to anyone, and nobody's finding Jesus here. Okay? Just so we're clear.
Right.
End of that.
I 100%.
Damn. Oh, how could I? Yeah. Anyways, okay.
It's not,
Onward we go. That is what it is. Is there anything else that you want to say about this? Because this is going to be a very specific video to this, and I want everybody and anybody out there that's going to be shareable all over the world. Um.
um
So
yeah, just I don't think I have anything else that I need to
okay.
add. um just contact me. I'm really help if somebody even wants to just help me make phone calls. I know it's
Yeah.
hard. It takes a lot of guts to do the cold calling. Um but I kind of have a spiel down and I can help them with that if they want to, but
Well, mostly I wanted to do
thank
this also to honor you, because what you are putting into it, what it takes, like I say this all the time, it's going to take an army of all of us. And I am so proud of everybody that's just, we're getting bolder now and we're getting more vocal now and we're putting our face on it. Like it's like all the people who send the letters, but they're afraid to put their name. Fear is still very real. So the more we're all out there doing this and we're all making it, we're, stop normalizing harm. That's all I keep saying. Stop normalizing the harm.
Yeah. And I have no problem if somebody who doesn't want, because they have family still in and they're afraid that they might find out. I send stuff out for people anonymously all the time. I put my information on it and their name is never attached to it in any way. I don't even write their names down, so that if law enforcement says, "Well, I need a local name," I just say I don't have one, because I
Right.
don't down. Um because they truly need to stay anonymous.
Yes, I understand that completely. And here's what I was going to say, Judy, is I knew that there was a letter out there and I knew that, maybe people were sending letters in their local area. I did not know until you reached out to me that you are the one doing this all over the place. And that's why I was like, yes, yes. So if I didn't know, I am sure that a lot of other people don't know either. So yes, you go, girl. Whatever we need to do to spread this word and get it out there and get them to stop allowing predators in meetings with children in public places and putting businesses that are totally unknowing at risk. It's just harm on so many levels.
Yes.
I don't have words.
I appreciate you for having a venue to even get the
Mm,
word out. Yeah.
damn, girl, I'm all about that.
But and I know there's some other, ways I probably could get the word out. I've just been trying to stay in the background. And I think
And
more damage that way than not damage, but be help.
yeah,
They 2x2s think is damage. Um been able to actually get further with staying in the background and people not knowing. So anyways, but I don't care if they know now. It
it's
it
time. We've
it is.
crossed the threshold. It is time for everybody to
Yeah.
know, and it's time for everybody to know. Like somebody might be at home thinking, I have time, but I don't know what I could do.
Yes.
This is just a way. We will find something. Like there is so much out there.
Yeah.
And who knew that you're sitting doing this all day, every day? I'm sure it takes a lot of time.
Yes. I know. For a long time I was putting in about 18 hours a day on it. Yeah. Just trying to, because I don't know if this has been recorded, but funny thing is the first letter I did, I've kind of honed it now and gotten it fine tuned. But the first one we're doing was just in Washington. I thought, well, if I can just take on Washington, you know, that'll at least help. And so I'll let all the school districts know, and then I'll go back and I'll let all the hotels know, and then I'll just keep doing that until I get to, well, in the letter I put Wayne and Brian and Daryl's phone numbers.
Oh,
And so just recently I found out Daryl's phone number, and I'm going, why would an overseer change their phone number? I totally forgot I'd done that in those first letters. And I go back and look at the letters and go, oh, that's what you just.
love it. I love it. I love it. Oops. That is awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Let's have them getting a new phone number whenever just whatever. Put the pressure on, man. That's just how it goes. So
Yeah.
love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. I love everything you're doing. We'll just check in with you every once in a while if that's okay, maybe on a quarterly basis. I just want to do a little check in and see how things are going. But yeah, anybody out there that wants to support Judy and help her in any way, just reach out. I'm sure that she will welcome any of that. But it's really, really nice to put a face with the name. And thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it very
Yeah.
much.
You're
Not
welcome.
just me, a whole lot of other people do too.